It's that time of the year again. House of Dragoon has returned with its Season 3 premiere, and oh boy, if you haven't seen my Season 3 non-spoiler review where I cover the first 4 episodes, then I'll catch you up on my thoughts regarding Episode 1 here. Plus, we'll go into a couple more things regarding the episode itself, and as always, be sure to like the video, comment below, subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure to ring that bell notification to stay up to date with all of our videos. And if you're feeling extra generous, consider supporting us on Patreon or YouTube memberships, because HBO did not like our review of their dragon show. But let's get into it. So, what did I think of episode 1 of season 3? It was one of the episodes of all time. Like I said in my previous video, I think the purpose of the premiere is not only set the stage, but to convince you to come back and invest your time. The problem with this opener is that it's too busy being the episode 9 of season 2, while also trying to catch you up on previous storylines and character motivations. The tried and true formula of the Game of Thrones franchise has usually been the first few episodes will set up the conflict, the middle episodes will further escalate and boil over, while the dreaded episode 9 changes the game entirely. Season 2 never really got a chance to do that, so instead of trying to push forward with an actual opening to Season 3, they decided to do what they originally wanted, while also shoving in scenes to remind you of who our characters are, considering it's been 2 years and you probably forgot them. Though that is more of an issue with the studios nowadays taking years to push out a new season, rather than just yearly like the old days. Shout out to fans of Severance, cause you guys know this better than anybody. But does this mean that the episode was bad? No, it wasn't. It's just Ryan Condal and his writing team have this habit of getting in their own way. It wasn't their fault that HBO had no money to give them for those 2 episodes last season, but I do blame them for focusing on characters who didn't need it, like the Dragon Seeds or Kristen Cole. The Gullet was the main focus of the episode, and like several dreaded episodes before it, the main focus of the episode should have been on those involved in the battle. I really like Jace and Bela as characters, but I do wish we got to see more of them doing things and interacting before heading off to this fight. But that was mostly a job for Season 2, and they failed there, and thus we're left with a tragic moment that doesn't have much of a gut punch to it, unless you're some random 21-year-old on Twitter who makes these characters their whole personality. Watching Jace die should have been on the same level as watching Robb Stark die, but you spent more time with Robb. You watched him love and fight and dream. With Jace, he's just one of Rhaenyra's devoted sons with a nice haircut. But the Gullet battle did save the episode. I love the naval battle between the Velaryon forces and the Triarchy. Abubakar Salim as Alan was great, and I love the coordination between the dragons setting fire to the ships. The maneuver they were making with the pirate captain Lohar following Corlys in the shallow waters was pretty cool, and even the fighting was very brutal and intense. But it did do a lot of the heavy lifting for the episode. I did expect for them to have a whole 2-sided fight situation, one battle on the sea and the other at high tide with the Triarchy forces sacking Corlys' home, but instead, we just see it in the background. And speaking of things happening in the background, they set up this whole Rivermen versus Lannister fight for several episodes in the last season, and it was done off screen. I wasn't expecting something grand and intricate, but for a season they hyped up as being full of battles, especially after the last season had a lack of them, doing this off-screen is just dumb. I would have preferred a nice aerial shot of Daemon flying in on Caraxes, looking over the soldiers fighting, and then him burning up some Lannister forces, maybe even hopping off his dragon to join in the fight or something, but instead we get the tail end of it. I defended the decision in the last season with the Bracken-Blackwood fight off-screen, but I can't defend it here because, again, they hyped this season up as a bloody fight across Westeros. Shame we can't see most of it. And somehow Alicent got better? She was out here playing the game and actually doing things, manipulating Aemon to leave and trying to stop Ormond from advancing so Rhaenyra can make her move. All that was pretty cool. After several episodes of her doing nothing, her doing something actually got me hyped a little. I even liked Larys and Aegon's buddy cop moment earlier in the episode. You had a lot of these small, interesting moments, but the one thing that really confused me was the Rhaena stuff with Sheepstealer. I don't quite understand the logic behind replacing Nettles with her, nor do I understand them sidelining Rhaenyra's 2 younger sons, Aegon and Viserys, who also should have been in the battle, but that is a conversation for another time. Though I suspect George is trying very hard not to write Toxic Butterflies Part 2. Overall, I thought the episode was fine, but after a wonky Season 2 and a phenomenal season of Night of the Seven, fine just doesn't cut it. I know some people are going to say, well, you can't compare the 2 shows. Sure, but also, Ira Parker went out of his way to try and be as faithful as possible, not only to the book, but to the themes and spirit of the series. And yes, I know Fire and Blood is a history book, there is no story structure like there is with Dunk and Egg, sure. But also, Season 2, Episode 8, and what they did there with Daemon and Helena, and outright removing certain moments like Jace with Sarah Snow, or removing characters altogether, it feels like every time they try to make a random decision on what to adapt, the gods flip a coin on whether or not it'll be good, and somehow Condal almost always loses that coin toss. You have amazing moments like those original scenes in Season 2, Episode 2 with Daemon and Rhaenyra's argument, and then have her dressing up as a nun to meet Alicent in secret in the next episode. Again, it wasn't bad, but for a premiere, I expected something more. And maybe I am saying this because I did watch the first 4 episodes, and I can safely say the season really does begin in Episode 3 with a phenomenal episode. And maybe they should have combined 1 and 2, but at the end of the day, I think we've seen better from House of the Dragon, and no amount of CGI, awesome music, and sexy incest can convince me otherwise. By the way, if you're a Team Green fan, I feel bad for you. Oh boy. But guys, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, leave your thoughts down below and let me know what you thought of the episode. And if you plan on watching it again, then you're in luck because over on Patreon and YouTube memberships, we'll be uploading a commentary track Preston and I did for episode 1. So if you're planning the rewatch, be sure to do it with us in the room with you. Links below in the description. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all next time. Have a good one.